All right, everybody, we're back for session four, the Shadows of the Lost Realm. Now, let's jump right in. Okay, let's begin session four. Where do we begin?
Session 4 begins. Wholf stands before a narrow passage leading deeper into the ruins, guided by Edron's map. The air grows colder, and faint green light pulses from cracks in the stone ahead. The passage opens into a chamber of ancient machinery. Spinning rings of stone and metal hover silently, powered by an unseen force. In the center, a sealed stone door etched with more of Edron's symbols. What does Wholf do?
Interesting. So, I really like that actually. Now, let's figure out more about this door and why this door has Edwin's symbols on it. Can Wolf tell why this door has Edwin's symbols on it?
Let's have you roll lore to analyze the door and symbols. Difficulty: Great, +4. You may also invoke Edron's Journal of the Sanctum, +2, if desired. Roll and let me know your total.
At this point, I think the journal is a stunt, a item per se. So let's clarify that. At this point, because the journal is on our person, can it be classified as a stunt?
Yes, great timing. At this point, we'll treat Edron's Journal of the Sanctum as a permanent stunt, no longer temporary. You may invoke it once per session for free. After that, further invokes cost fate points. You may now use your free invoke on this roll if you wish, which gives you +2. With that, roll your lore and include the +2 if you use the stunt. Let me know your total.
Okay, so just writing down here that the journal is free to use for the first time in each session. Anything following requires a fate point, which we are refreshed at 3. So we're rolling lore plus the journal, which is a total of 3. So let's go for it. And we're trying to beat 4. And that's going to be +1 plus the 2. So that's 2, 4 total. So we actually hit the number. Total of 4. Tie. Tie. They're not tie. Oh well. I'm pretty sure it knows what I'm talking about.
You rolled a total of 4 vs 4, a tie.
But now I'm hungry.
That means partial understanding with a minor cost fate condensed summary. Wholf recognizes that Edron personally sealed this door as a warded barrier. It's
Ah,
not a lock, but a containment seal. Something dangerous likely lies beyond. Minor cost: the hovering rings pulse slightly faster as you study, causing faint magical interference, creating a boost, unstable energies, one free invoke, which could help
ooh,
or complicate things.
okay.
What's your next move? Open the seal, investigate the machinery, or proceed cautiously.
My next move is to write down that boost we just got on our tablet here. So it is unstable energies, which has one free invoke. It says that could help or complicate things, which is true if it's unstable energies. But we can perhaps now hold on. I need some verification here. The hovering rings pulse slightly as you study. Are these hovering rings pulsing on the door itself or around the ruins? Trying to figure that
Good
out.
question. The hovering rings are positioned in a wide circular pattern around the chamber, not directly on the door. They seem to be part of the containment mechanism. Their pulsing rhythm is tied to the door's magical seal. The door remains still, but the unstable energies may grow if disturbed further. What does Wholf do?
That's a good question. Now, I forgot to mention something. I've been going back and forth on how to treat weapons and armor, but more so just weapons for Wolf. It's not a bonus damage when it hits. I'm going to have +2 just be the stunt for the roll. So obviously the difference will be the damage per se, the stress taken against the target. But the downside to that is that if I'm one over the target number, that 2 damage does not get applied. It's just that 1 stress. So I'm kind of combining it to make it quicker for attacking. Now, we don't have armor at this point. It's just the plot armor, as this is literally what stress is, as mentioned in the book. It says it is literally plot armor until you start to gain these consequences that work as aspects once you do fill those in. So if we ever reach that point, I'm really curious how it works. We will obviously ask for guidance from the either looking at the rules or seeing what GPT can spit out. Okay, so these mechanisms are part of the door. We have the journal, and we've already looked at the journal regarding these mechanisms, and they are part of, well, we can decipher that they're part of the um, enchantment to an extent. That's all we know. We don't know anything beyond that. So in character, Wolf is basically um, he let's say he wishes he studied more of magic per se compared to his mentor, who perhaps knew a lot more about magic. But we don't know much about Edwin just yet. I think once we get closer to finding him or a flashback scene, if we ever do such a thing, we'll know about what Edwin's specialty was, if he was a sage or if he was a wizard, depending on how magic is being treated in this world, in this context. So danger sense, I'm going to try to invoke this to figure out if intuitively if I can use my intuition of danger sense to learn more about the door. Wolf is being very cautious here. He wants to invoke his aspect, his other aspect, danger sense, as a way if he can analyze the door to see if there's some way to open it that does not trigger some magical trap. How much would that cost to invoke? I'm guessing 1 fate point.
Excellent use of your danger sense aspect here. Invoking it for a bonus will cost 1 fate point, since this isn't a free invoke. You'll gain +2 to your lore, or notice, if you prefer, roll to carefully analyze the door for traps or magical triggers. Difficulty: Great, +4, again, this is delicate work.
Yeah.
If you're ready, go ahead and roll, apply your +2 bonus, and let me know the total.
Okay, so our lore is as oh, actually, notice we can also use as being allowed. So 2 is notice is higher. We are technically looking at this, but lore is the core skill. I'm going to use notice for this one because it's higher, plus the 2 bonus. So we're looking at +4. +4 total bonus on this roll. 2 negatives. Ah, shoot, that means it's a 2. We're only able to get 2 total. Okay, which means
With a
something will
total of
happen.
2 vs 4, that's a failure by 2 shifts. Wholf senses that there is a trap woven into the seal, but he cannot fully decipher how it triggers or how to disarm it safely. In fact, his probing may have slightly destabilized the rings further, their pulsing quickens.
Uh-oh.
As a result, a situation aspect now exists, seal growing unstable, no free invokes yet, but it's in play.
Okay.
Next step. Proceed anyway. Attempt a different approach, maybe create advantage. Use your journal stunt again, costing a fate point. Or request guidance.
Now I know I can use a fate point to re-roll or give a +2, but I want to keep moving. I don't want to give too much handicap here. Now the journal, we do we still have the charm, I think. Don't we still have on our person that rune that was dropped by Edwin, and we used it against those shadow creatures from earlier?
Excellent memory. Yes, you do. You still carry Edron's silver rune amulet from session 3. It remains functional, though you've drawn on its power several times. Because of your careful use, it's still usable for once per scene, +2 on supernatural defense or lore rolls. You may now invoke it, free, once this scene, to assist with this next attempt to understand or neutralize the seal. Shall we apply it to another lore roll to decipher the trap?
I'm going to write down this is Edrin's rune. It's an amulet, I believe. An amulet. I'm going to put it as a stunt, but not really tell that yet. Once per scene, it says once per scene. I'm guessing for a free invoke, perhaps? +2 to defense v magic versus magic and lore rolls. Okay. Yeah, let's use the amulet. Okay. Yes, we are going to use the amulet and lore. Ambulance and lore. Oh gosh.
Perfect. You're invoking Edron's silver rune amulet for +2, no fate point cost. Difficulty remains great, +4.
Okay.
Roll lore again, add +2, and let me know your total.
Oh yikes. Okay. That's +2. Lore is just 3. We lost 2 since 1. Not our day. We only got 1 total. Not our. Well, I can spend a
The dice are
refresh.
being brutal today.
Yeah.
With a total of 1 vs 4, that's a failure by 3 shifts. Wholf's attempt causes a dangerous reaction. The rings flare briefly, releasing a pulse of raw energy. Though not a full trigger, the seal has become even more unstable. New situation aspect. Seal on the brink, the containment could fail at any further mistake. The good news, you're still alive.
Yeah.
The bad news, one more failed attempt may fully unleash whatever is behind that door. At this point, would you like to attempt a final careful approach? Try brute force, risky. Search the chamber for additional clues. Or request guidance.
I'm going to take a step back and look for clues. I'm going to pull a Scooby-Doo here.
Smart, shifting to investigation may reveal safer options. This will be an overcome roll using notice or lore, your choice, to search for hidden clues in the chamber. Difficulty, fair, +2.
Okay.
Roll and let me know your total.
Notice +2, obviously we'll use that. +2. This is just a flat roll, I think. We're not really using keen senses. I'm going to use that stunt. So +4 on top of whatever I rolled now, and of course it's equal, so a total of 2.
Success, you meet the difficulty. Wholf's careful search reveals a small inscribed plate tucked beneath loose rubble near the door. The inscription reads, "The seal yields to that which echoes its source." Beneath it lies a shallow depression shaped exactly like the silver rune amulet.
Ah,
It's clear now, the amulet itself is the key to safely bypass the seal. Shall Wholf place the amulet into the slot?
even though it's incredibly simple and probably something very common in D&D games or anything RPG, I do like that. I'm glad it uses that. I actually don't encounter that often in my videos where the key is just something you place in the door, but I'm going to use that. Okay. I carefully place the amulet in the spot. I'm not really sure what to call it in the engraving.
Wholf gently fits the amulet into the depression. The hovering rings slow, the chaotic pulsing stabilizing into a steady hum.
Okay.
The glowing runes across the door dim and dissolve like mist. With a low rumble, the sealed door slides open, revealing a descending staircase lit by faint blue crystals. A cold, ancient air drifts up from the darkness below. The path into the sanctum now lies open. Shall we proceed?
Yes, we will take a torch that we have on person and proceed carefully down the stairs while being observant for traps. And also, a story hack, we cannot use the amulet any longer. It has to stay in that crevice to keep the path open.
Excellent narrative hack. The silver rune amulet is now left behind, its purpose fulfilled to hold the seal open. Torch in hand, Wholf descends the narrow stairs. The deeper he goes, the colder the air becomes. Faint echoes of dripping water and distant whispers fill the space. Halfway down, a pressure plate glimmers faintly beneath loose dust, an ancient trap set into the stairwell. You've spotted it thanks to your careful approach.
That's true.
Would you like to disarm it, overcome roll, bypass it, or trigger it safely from a distance?
What would Wolf do here? I think he would try to. I mean, let's look at his stats. Let's ask the AI. To disarm it, which skill would we use before we choose?
Good call. Here are your options depending on approach. Craft's right pointing arrow carefully disable the mechanism. Law right pointing arrow if it's magical in nature. Athletics right pointing arrow physically jam or block the trap. Burglary, if you had it, right pointing arrow handle fine trapwork directly. Since this is an ancient ruin, I'll say it's a hybrid mechanical magical trap, so either crafts or law would work well for disarming. Difficulty, great, +4. Shall we proceed?
So both of those I have one, +1. So it's up to the dice roll. And today has not been a good day for rolling dice. It's been below average to slightly acceptable. So I don't want to risk it. I'm going to try and bypass it perhaps. Judging by today's dice rolling results, I'm going to try and bypass it, avoid touching it at all.
Very wise decision. This will be an overcome roll using athletics to carefully bypass the pressure plate. Difficulty, fair, +2, less risky than disarming. Roll and let me know your total.
Okay. So we're going with a +2 on this roll. We don't have any situational aspects to invoke. Nothing really on our stunt list to help, and our general aspects, nothing really to. Well, Danger Sense might come in handy. Actually, it probably wouldn't. Let's just go with the +2 athletics roll. Come on, dice. Okay, thank goodness. So we have 3 total, which is 1 over. Total of 3. Good. I'll take it. Nothing on just that 1 plus.
Success. With a total of 3 vs 2, Wholf gracefully sidesteps the pressure plate, avoiding the trap entirely. He continues down the stairwell safely, the torchlight flickering across carved walls depicting long-forgotten rituals. At the bottom lies a vast underground chamber, filled with strange crystalline growths, pulsing softly, and in the center, standing motionless,
Ah,
Edron. But something feels off. Shall we proceed?
yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's a very. I like that. It's good writing. Okay, this is stunning to look at for Wolf. He's going to invoke Danger Sense to see if that is truly Edrin, or his relationship to Edrin, knowing his physical appearance for most of his life. That's going to be obviously a refresh.
Excellent
You know what?
instinct.
Let's
Invoking danger sense for +2 costs 1 fate point. This will be a law plus empathy hybrid roll to analyze both the figure's appearance and underlying danger. Difficulty: Great, +4. Go ahead and roll. Apply your +2 bonus, and tell me the total.
okay. So basically, I'm noticing as I erase this more often, it's kind of digging through the paper. This is just a little note card. I'm going to just go and use my bottle caps from the Nuka-Cola bottle caps from Fallout to represent how many fate points I have left, per se. So we have spent two so far in session, and we're rolling. I think I'm guessing two on top of the danger sets plus two. So lore and empathy, which meant nothing. So just lore is plus one, and then plus two. So that's three on top of the roll. Three plus one. That's four. Oh, we got it. We just hit it with four. Wow, that actually worked out quite well.
Perfect. A clean success. Wholf
All right.
studies the figure carefully. The face and robes match Edron perfectly.
Sorry, guys, had to pause it for a second. Let's continue.
Unnatural stillness, the faint glow beneath the skin. These are not natural. This is not truly Edron, but rather some kind of magical construct or possessed vessel, possibly created or corrupted by the very forces Edron was trying to contain. The danger is real, but the true Edron's fate remains uncertain. Shall we engage, attempt to communicate, or take another action?
Okay, so basically, the face and the robes match Edwin perfectly, but the subtle stiffness and posture, the unnatural stiffness, stillness, you think glow beneath the skin, this is not natural. Let's say that Edward is dead, uh, and that this is his spirit stuck in time. So I'm going to do that story hack before we proceed with the narrative. Story hack. Let's say this is Edwin, his spirit. He actually is dead, but his spirit is stuck in time due to whatever trap he may have triggered down here.
Excellent story hack, locked in.
Yep.
This is indeed Edron's spirit, trapped in a suspended state as a consequence of triggering the sanctum's ancient warding mechanisms. His body stands as a vessel, while his consciousness is frozen between moments, a spiritual echo trapped in magical stasis. The pulsing crystals feed the suspension, keeping him locked. You sense that interfering with the crystals may either release or destroy him. What does Wholf do?
Now, is Edwin's spirit facing us as we enter this chamber, or is his back turned? I'm thinking his back is turned.
Exactly. Edron's vessel stands with his back turned toward Wholf. His head tilts slightly, as if sensing Wholf's presence, but remains locked in place, unmoving, frozen in that exact moment of entrapment. The crystals hum steadily, maintaining the stasis field. The tension hangs heavy. What's Wholf's next move?
Now, because we have encountered Edwin, at least in spirit, do we erase our relationship aspect, or does that stay on the field?
Great question. Your relationship aspect with Edron absolutely stays. In fact, encountering him in this form only deepens the relevance of that aspect. It may become even more important as you try to free him, communicate with his spirit, or resist any corrupted forces at play. So for now, keep your Edron-related aspect fully active and available for invokes or compels. Shall we attempt interaction with the spirit?
Knowing that there are probably pressure plates on the chamber floor, I'm going to try and carefully walk around and show my face in front of Edwin's spirit.
Excellent caution. You'll attempt to carefully navigate around the chamber to stand before Edron's spirit without triggering any possible traps. This is an overcome roll using notice or athletics, since you're watching both the floor and your movements.
Okay.
Difficulty: fair, +2. Roll and let me know your total.
Okay, so let's use, well, both notice and athletics are equal in this respect. So we'll just use, I mean, it doesn't really matter that both +2. So +2, and I want to keep my fate point here, not to use for danger sense, which is kind of a great go-to. But I wonder if Edwin's journal might have some help here, or at least coming up. Keen senses. Let's see. Can we use our stunt keen senses +2 on notice? Keen senses. There we go. Not keen senses.
Absolutely. Perfect use of your keen senses stunt. You gain +2 to your notice roll. Difficulty remains fair. +2, roll and let me know your total after
Okay.
applying the bonus.
So we have +4 on this roll. Okay, so I'll take it because that's 3. We got a total of 3 as we attempt to proceed our way around and face Edrin face to face.
Success. With a total of 3 vs 2, Wholf carefully weaves his way through the chamber, avoiding faintly visible pressure plates and unstable crystal growths. Now standing directly in front of Edron's spirit, Wholf sees his mentor's face locked in a serene but frozen expression, eyes faintly glowing, lips slightly parted as if caught mid-sentence. For a brief moment, the air shimmers. Edron's voice softly echoes in Wholf's mind. You came, but time is tangled. The seal must be broken carefully. The connection is fragile, but open. What does Wholf do?
To be in character, I will look around as I kind of mutter to myself, "What did you get yourself into, you crazy bastard?"
Perfect character moment. As Wholf mutters, the faintest flicker of a smile touches Edron's frozen lips, like a ghost of recognition breaking through the magical grip. The crystals pulse once, as if reacting to the deep bond between master and student. A temporary aspect appears. Flicker of connection, one free invoke. The window to act may be brief. Does Wholf attempt to break the seal, communicate further, or prepare?
Okay, so I mean, this is fairly vague in some respects, but let's see. The window to act may be brief. I'm thinking of the journal. This might be the moment. Wolf quickly takes out the journal and shows it to Edwin.
Excellent move. The moment Wholf presents Edron's journal, the crystals surrounding the chamber pulse again, this time more steadily, resonating with the familiar object. Edron's voice echoes a bit clearer. The journal, yes, my anchor. The pattern is incomplete. Use the glyph sequence from page 13. Wholf flips to the indicated page, a hastily drawn diagram of glyph alignments matching the very symbols etched around the chamber. You now have a clear puzzle. Realign the chamber's glyphs using the diagram. This will be a law or crafts overcome roll, your choice, difficulty great, +4. You may also invoke flicker of connection, +2, if desired.
Yep, I'm going to evoke
Shall
that.
we
So
proceed?
+2 on, again, crafts is the same as lore, so it's technically a 3 total bonus on this next roll. Yikes, that completely decimates our bonus. So we've rolled a flat 0. Shoot. We do invoke the flicker of connection. However, we rolled a flat zero with bonuses considered. Total of zero. Yeah, look at the dice on that one.
Oof, brutal roll.
Oof.
With a total of 0 vs 4, that's a failure by 4 shifts, a serious misalignment.
Yeah.
As Wholf attempts to realign the glyphs, a burst of unstable energy surges through the chamber. The crystals flare dangerously, and the stasis begins to destabilize
All right.
violently. Major cost triggered. The chamber now gains the situation aspect. Surging crystal instability, active threat. You've bought precious little time before a full collapse or possible violent backlash.
Oh, jeez.
The good news. You still have the journal and knowledge. The window to try again is rapidly closing.
Yeah.
Shall we attempt a desperate second alignment?
All right. So, gosh, I really don't know what to do here. If the whole chamber is about to collapse, or we basically messed up. I'm thinking this might be a failure for Wolf because I mean, what else can we do? We have Mentor. The Trouble has no home. I mean, the that Trouble really hasn't panned out into anything yet. But oops, I'm thinking the compass. Oh, right, the compass. I almost forgot. Wolf then remembers the compass. He takes it out to show Edwin.
Beautiful narrative move. As Wholf holds up the compass, the needle, still jittering earlier, now spins wildly before locking dead center on Edron himself. The crystals shudder, but instead of destabilizing further, a new hum resonates, stabilizing the flickering field slightly. Edron's voice whispers with more clarity. The compass, attuned. Follow its pull. Align the glyphs to its bearing. You now gain a new boost. Compass stabilization, +2 free invoke, for your next attempt. The chamber still trembles. This will be the final, critical alignment. Law or crafts roll again, difficulty still great,
Okay.
+4. You can stack both. Compass stabilization, +2. Journal stunt, if you wish,
Uh,
costing 1 fate point.
yeah,
Shall we proceed?
I might as well. This might be the end of the session anyway, so let's spend the final fate point. Okay, so we're going to evoke both of those, so that's +4, which means I think this lowers it to 1, and that's 4 bonus on top of what skill are we using here? Lore or crafts? Crafts the same, so +1. Okay, so we have 4 total, and the fifth as the skill, so 5 total. We need really good results here. That's 6. We are successful. Finally, a good dice roll. Total of 6. Finally.
Yes, perfect timing. With 6 vs 4, you succeed by 2 shifts. Success. Wholf carefully aligns the glyphs following the compass's pull. The crystals shift, their pulsing stabilizes, and a low harmonic tone fills the chamber. Edron's stasis dissolves like mist, his form collapsing briefly before reconstituting as a faint, but fully aware spirit projection. His eyes meet Wholf's as he speaks fully for the first time. You've done it, my student, but we are not yet safe. The sanctum begins to rumble as the true source of the corruption, something deeper, stirs.
Oh, jeez.
Session 4 concludes here.
Oh,
Shall I log the summary?
cliffhanger. Okay, wow, I loved it. That was great. Darn it. I was going with the Star Fox ending here, 64, where his father is like showing him the way out of the planet. Okay, well, yeah, that's going to be it. Uh, yeah, let's summarize session 4 for now. We'll end the session today. All right. So,
Session 4 is fully logged and saved. Whenever you're ready, we'll continue deeper into the sanctum. Danger still awaits.
okay, now, have we reached a point of advancement for our character, or will that be after we escape the sanctum? I'm guessing probably after.
Excellent timing to bring that up. You're very close, but narratively, I'd recommend this. Once you escape or resolve the sanctum, successfully dealing with the deeper corruption, that will mark a natural milestone. At that point, you'll earn at least a significant milestone, per Fate Condensed, allowing you to increase one skill by +1, or swap a skill, possibly refine or add a stunt depending on story development's Fate Condensed summary. We'll officially handle advancement after the Sanctum arc wraps. You're building toward it beautifully. Ready whenever you are for Session 5 when the time comes.
And just to clarify, Edwin is still dead, but his spirit is now uh, in tune with our current timeline.
Exactly, you've got it. Edron's body remains dead, the physical vessel is lost. His spirit is now free and stabilized, no longer trapped in stasis, and is able to interact with Wholf in real time. For now, think of him as a spiritual companion, offering guidance, insight, and possibly aiding in certain situations, story aspect we can invoke later. This gives us plenty of great narrative fuel moving forward into the heart of the sanctum. When you're ready for Session 5, we'll pick up right from this exact moment.
So here's how I'm seeing it. We can potentially finish what Edwin was trying to accomplish, but he obviously got stuck in this chamber trap. That's how I see it. So, yeah, I'm gonna just stop here for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed. This was quite exhilarating. I enjoyed it, and that's really it. So nothing much to do. We got to clear these things here, and there's nothing more to change in our character. We take any stress boxes. We remain the same as before. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.